Good morning, and thank you for checking in with us on Cincy Lifestyle on this Thursday.
That's right.
Great day out there today.
We are so glad that you are here. We have a great show for you, so you want to stay with us. We've got some good advice for you.
Yes, indeed.
We're going to get our posture in line and a whole lot of other great things.
I've already had advice on my neck.
Have you?
Apparently, I'm doing the wrong thing with my neck, so I'm going to work on that.
All right.
Yep.
Well, you know what? We saw an article about a lady who reads asparagus in order to tell the future. And she predicted, mind you, she predicted the whole royal departure, with Meghan and Harry. And so she also
She's
predicted.
reading those asparagus right there.
She also predicts in the future this year that climate change will be on the top of the list for many people. And she
Which
also
brings
predicts.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
That there's going to be some sports controversy going on this year.
How about that? Amazing. Well, I read orange peels, it turns out. And I have a few predictions as well.
Do you? What are
That's
your predictions,
exactly right.
Clyde?
I predict there will be a surprise at the Oscar, a tie for Best Picture this year between Rambo: Last Blood and Godzilla: King of the Monsters. I see it coming. I see it. It's right here. I put the orange peel to my head, and visions of Sylvester Stallone come to my mind.
Really?
Yes,
Well,
that and the
you
wet
know what?
spot.
Kind of related to that and to the asparagus lady, I read the mother-in-law tongue plants. You know, these are wonderful because you can read the patterns on the plants.
Oh,
and
okay.
Actually, they are from the family of plants called Asparagaceae.
Or Asparagaceae, depends.
Similar to the woman who reads asparagus. So I predict, I can see it. This summer, it will rain in Cincinnati. It's going to rain.
Wow.
Sometime this summer, it will rain. I can see it in the leaves. And you know what? Oh, this small place here is all about the Grammys. There will be music played at the Grammys this weekend.
That plant is amazing.
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
It's amazing. That's right.
I've got one more. Somebody at some point in the next 3 months is going to ask Joe Burrow, what were you thinking? It's just a guess. I mean, it's in the orange peel.
That's right. Peel. Hey, let us know if you read something, you know?
Indeed,
right.
indeed.
We'd love to hear from you.
Hey, when you go to get up from the couch, do you feel your back twinge with a little bit of pain? Do you notice your shoulders hurt from being hunched over the computer all day? Well, if you do, these are all things that can be prevented through better posture and how you carry your body. And one way of alleviating this is through the Alexander technique. Fascinating stuff, Mona.
All right, it really is fascinating. And right now I want to welcome Meg McCann, an Alexander Technique teacher. Thank you so much for being on the show.
It is a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Absolutely. So tell us a little bit about the Alexander Technique.
So Alexander Technique is re-education of the nerves and the muscles of the body. We see clients who are in pain because of muscular use, people who have back pain, knee pain, maybe some TMJ. We also see artists, people who use their body in their field, like athletes, dancers, singers, people who play the violin like this. We re-educate them into making the most use of their body.
All right, so what makes this technique different than some of the other techniques out there?
So when a person uses muscular contraction, it can squeeze bones together. Massage definitely can release some of that muscular contraction and tension. A lot of times the pain will return though. And what we focus on is teaching, is educating both the person and the body on how to use their body without using all that tension.
All right, well, Meg, I'm gonna get personal right now with me. And you know what, I've been having some shoulder pain.
Yeah.
And so I was wondering, what can you do about this, or what should I be doing about this?
Yeah, well, every time we see somebody, we want to know, how are they using their body, and is there something simple that we could do that would change whether they're impinging their pain? So the first thing I notice is you've got a lot of tension in the front of your shoulder. And that means that the back of the shoulder has to pull so that you don't curl up in a ball under your piano. So if we release the front, we can give the back some room. Now, I will also tell you, this chair has a big gap and you cannot slide yourself back against the back of the chair. So always notice whether you have enough support so you really can drop the muscles.
That feels better.
Yeah, that's just as simple as taking my scarf and putting it behind your back.
So how do I relax more this muscle?
Let's think about the word relax. So go ahead and make a fist for me. That is tension.
Yes.
Now, if you release your fist, that's better. Can you feel that that's releasing the muscles? Now, I'm going to tell you, I'm not relaxed, right? I am on TV and I am nervous as all get out, but I can still release the muscles of my body. And that is by giving yourself instruction. Notice the chair underneath you.
Right.
Notice that your shoulder can fall off your skull.
Yeah.
And if there is something on your shoulder, like a big heavy purse, then do something to make it not have to be there. Use a cross-body bag, for example. Move your computer screen. Making sure that your body doesn't have to use muscular contraction unnecessarily is a great way for you to start this messaging to your body.
Well, I love this. I feel better already. And I am going to commit to you and myself. Going to get a smaller purse, crossbody.
Crossbody, exactly.
That's right. Meg, where can people get more information?
So I do have a website. You saw a couple of the pictures already. www.meg-alexander.com. If you use Google, you can find the AMSAT, American Society of Alexander Technique Teachers, and we have a ton of good teachers in the area.
All right.
We're all here for
Meg,
you.
thank you so much. Appreciate it. Feeling better already. Really relaxed.
And thank
Clyde,
you.
how about you?
Just watching you, I feel better, Mona. Absolutely. Thank you. Hey, when you think of Cincinnati skyline, the odds are you think of downtown skyscrapers. But there's another prominent skyline feature that's not downtown. To find it, all you have to do is go around the block to Mount Washington. It's called Mount Washington for a reason. A long, steep climb from the Little Miami River Valley to a community rich with diversity of all kinds. Mount Washington straddles Beachmont Pike as it directs a heavy stream of traffic along what later becomes State Route 125. Perhaps the most prominent thing about Mount Washington is the water tower or reservoir, a concrete sentry standing watch over the living who course by it each day, and the dead lying in repose in its shadow. The tower was built in the late 30s and stands on the highest spot on Cincinnati's east side. Long before the tower, settlers moved from the banks of the Little Miami River to Mount Washington, which started as a part of neighboring Anderson Township. With newer modes of transportation, Mount Washington grew, becoming a city itself in 1867, a part of the city of Cincinnati in 1911. Today, Mount Washington is a mix of housing styles that reflect its evolution. The stolid homes of the Victorian era through World War II, some large estates, some cozy bungalows, and pretty much everything in between. The proliferation of apartments in the 60s and 70s reflects a time when the community's future was less certain. The Mount today has its own business district, clustered in part around the bustling intersection of Beachmont and Corbally, where shoppers can find a variety of ways to invest their dollars. Education for the young, for instance. There's no shortage of food options, sweets and meats on Beachmont, purveyors of fine pork products with a smoky southern flair. Across the street to the east, Raimundo's Pizza gets rave reviews for its New York-style pies and a whole lot of "we'll be back" and "you've got to visit." And then the most renowned Gold Star Chili, which got its start in this neighborhood as Hamburger Heaven, sold in 1965 to new owners, along with its chili recipe. Wine enthusiasts will want to check out Water Tower Fine Wines on Campus Lane, a business built on its owner's love of entrepreneurship and enthusiasm for the fruit of the vine. For dessert, well, folks say you can't go wrong if you visit the family-run Mount Washington Creamy Whip and Bakery, outdoor seating when it's warm. There is public and green space to enjoy here too. Stanberry Park, named for a World War I general, offers an area for quiet reflection, ample green space for restoration, hiking trails, and plenty of room for something you might not expect: pumpkin chucking. That's right, it's one of 3 festivals held in this park annually, the first Saturday after Halloween. The idea to launch pumpkins from handmade trebuchets into the park ravine, and boy, is it fun. The community hosts a holiday walk right after Thanksgiving full of family games, carriage rides, and a visit from Santa, and an Independence Day parade just to make sure no one takes Mount Washington or the nation in which it resides for granted. It's the kind of civic-minded goodwill you'll find at the top of the mount, where the tower offers a sense of protection and identity. Tall, strong, proud, and just around the block.
Wow, Clyde, that is a beautiful neighborhood. Thank you so much for sharing. Well, imagine this. The year is 1964, and the assassination of President John F. Kennedy has shaken the nation. Well, that's where the story begins for the Cincinnati Shakespeare Company's latest production called All the Way. And right now, I want to welcome Jim Hopkins and Sylvester Little Jr. from the Cincinnati Shakespeare Company's performance of All the Way. Thank you both for being here.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Absolutely. So tell us a little bit about this play.
Well, it picks up right after the assassination with LBJ, and he feels the urgency to get the Civil Rights Act of 1964 passed. And this is a racing political thriller about him working with MLK and various other politicians to get that pushed through and to get reelected.
Well, this play has not been only with the Cincinnati Shakespeare play, but it has been on HBO and Broadway as well. Tell me about what it's like to do a play that has been also on those platforms.
Well, it's really great. It's got quite a pedigree. It started at Oregon Shakespeare as part of their American History program, and of course Bryan Cranston has famously played LBJ in the Broadway and the HBO film. So it's got such a tremendous pedigree, and it's very, very exciting to be able to step into that role and step into these roles and discover some new things. So.
Well, Sylvester, you play a icon, so talk to us about that.
Oh, wow. Well, ever since I was in 7th grade, I was performing Martin Luther King speeches for churches and high schools, and so it's a real honor, overwhelming a little bit, but it's a real honor just to be able to step into the role of Martin Luther King Jr.
Well, tell me about the seating. I understand the seating is a little bit different for this, so talk to us.
Well, this is an opportunity we have in our new space where we have the audience to be able to sit on stage and be a part of the acting experience.
Yeah.
And for us as well, it's a great opportunity for us to be able to interact with our local Cincinnati patrons. So.
Wow, that's exciting. All right, so I know that you all announced a while back, this is the year of the women. So tell me how this fits in.
Well, the Season of the Woman was partially inspired by the centennial of women's suffrage, which giving women the right to vote. The unfortunate thing is, and that's where All the Way picks up, is that everybody wasn't given the right to vote at that time, namely African Americans.
Right.
So in All the Way, it puts a spotlight on the process of Lyndon Johnson and Martin Luther King Jr. Starting that process to get the civil rights and voting rights passed.
All right, so can you share with us maybe your favorite part of this play, or something that our viewers can look forward to?
I think there's a lot of humor into it, as well as a lot of pathos and a lot of thrilling moments. It's just wonderful to be able to work with such a great cast. We have a couple of our actors, Bruce Cromer and Jonelle Joplin. Bruce is currently plays Scrooge at
Right.
the Playhouse every year, and Jonelle Joplin was the prior Scrooge. So,
Okay.
and in addition to them, we've got just so many wonderful actors. It's just such it's going to be a real joy for audiences to be able to see that ensemble bringing the story to life.
And you play LBJ.
Yes, I do.
That's right. You know, it's odd that you really have similar looks to LBJ and MLK. So, right, perfect casting. So give us where people can get more information and get tickets.
You can get more information and tickets at cincyshakes.com, and you just go there and they'll take care of reservations. You get phone numbers, whatever you need.
All right, Jim Sylvester, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right, Mona, thanks a lot. If you had thought you had strange quirks, wait until you hear about some strange quirks from people who grace the silver screen. Habits and oddities that may even have you saying, who knew? Okay, Clyde Gray quirk. I just love it when actors imitate Christopher Walken.
He has his own iambic pentameter. He's not going, my liege. I did deny no prisoners, but I remember when the fight was done, when I was dry with rage and extreme toil.
So imagine my surprise at learning from MoviePredators.com why Walken talks with such an odd cadence. Partly it came from his dad's struggle to get rid of his accent when he immigrated from Germany. But who knew that Walken talks like Walken because he removes all the punctuation from his scripts and substitutes his own mental punctuation on the fly? Another oddity? MoviePredators.com reports actress Tina Fey has a faint scar on the left side of her face. Now, she doesn't talk a lot about it, and who can blame her? It's the result of a violent attack on her at age 5. That's why most of her scenes are shot from the right side. Who knew?
Well, coming up here on Cincy Lifestyle, if the cold has your arthritis acting up, we know some people who can help. We'll talk to the doctors at Beacon Orthopedic to learn more about getting you back on your feet faster. Yes, that's right. Stay with us.
Welcome back. If you have arthritis or joint pain that prevents you from doing what you love, Beacon Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is here to help. Their comprehensive joint care will get you back on your feet no matter the severity of your injury. And we spoke with Dr. Swank to learn more.
One of the fundamental things that make us human, as opposed to another species, is our ability to walk on 2 legs, and that's what I restore. So my practice is very, very specialized. I really only evaluate people who need surgery. So in this practice, I treat arthritis primarily. Okay. So people who have arthritis often come in early, often want to know, is it time to have surgery? Should I get surgery? Are there other alternatives available? For me, it's pretty much just surgery, but in this practice, we can run the whole gamut from cartilage restoration, joint preservation, to joint replacement, and so the whole practice treats people who have arthritic conditions even prior to surgery. But arthritis often begins in middle age, if you will, with sports injuries or what are perceived as sports injuries. So we have someone who's golfing or playing tennis and they twist their knee and they get a sore, swollen, painful knee. When people have a painful joint, but they're able to do everything they want to do, I consider that to be a nuisance. If we can control the annoyance, I wouldn't recommend surgery. Once people start to develop disability, so that would be the nuisance category, which is it's starting to interfere with their ability to do things on a daily basis that's meaningful and important to them, that's when I think it's time to consider surgery. People like to use the term minimally invasive surgery. I like to call it less invasive surgery because the only minimally invasive surgery I know is surgery on someone else. If you're operating on me, I consider it an invasion. So I take that personally, and I take that concept of how it would be for me to my patients. And so the focus at Beacon, and the reason why I'm here, is because We're patient-focused and physician-driven. So what do people want when they come in for surgery? What would I want? Well, first of all, not wanting surgery, that'd be good. But beyond that, what you want to be able to do is come in for surgery. It's like going to a drive-through. Come in for surgery, get your surgery, go home, get back to life, right? So the minimally invasive techniques that we've developed around that allow our patients to get back to quicker recovery, have less pain, and restore their function to normal as quickly as possible.
Thank you, Dr. Swank. Now to schedule an appointment with Dr. Swank, you can give him a call at 513-233-7207 or visit beaconortho.com. Mona?
Well, we'll be back with more Cincy Lifestyle on the other side of the break. Plus, be sure to check us out on Instagram. We post all kinds of behind-the-scenes pictures from right here on the set and while we're out in the community. So follow us on Instagram at Cincy Lifestyle.
All right, little gray out there today, some rain coming later on today. PK, the director, suggests that this is the beginning of the boating season with no logical reference to any information that suggests that's true. But hey, he's always been a little dingy, so we're used to that.
Well, coming up here tomorrow on Cincy Lifestyle, it's National Peanut Butter Day. Yes, join us as we explore just a few of the delicious and sometimes unusual
let me tell you.
peanut butter treats our community has to offer.
Plus, the Queen City's princess is celebrating a birthday, and the whole town is invited. We'll tell you how a local ice cream shop and pottery staple are celebrating Fiona the Hippo. All that, whole lot more right here on Cincy Lifestyle.
Clyde, do you have a name for your orange?
I'm not doing that.
You're not gonna
my
tell
orange.
us?
You want me to say Julius? Okay, the orange is named Julius.
Well, I can say that my plant is telling me one more thing right in this area, that it will die if I continue not to water it. All right, make it a great day.
Otherwise, make it a great day.
Thanks for watching our video. If you liked what you saw, hit that subscribe button. You can also check out full episodes of the show you've never seen before or watch your favorites again and again. And as always, make it a great day.